Hi kids, it's Mom here. Welcome to another episode of Baby Teeth. Baby Teeth! Baby Teeth. Alright, today we're going to talk about the 10 things I hate and love about myself and how I healed my inner child. Mwah! Hope you enjoy. I'm going to share 10 things that I hate about myself, and I think this is a great idea because we all hate ourselves to a certain extent, and I don't think there's one person out there who can say there isn't something about themselves that they don't like. For anyone that says there's nothing about them that they don't like, they're living in delusion, and I don't want to be friends. First thing I don't like about myself is I change my mind all the time. I'm so fickle, indecisive, and this causes problems for me and the people in my life quite often, actually. And sometimes it makes me feel like, do I even really know myself? But I think I do know myself. I think I just happen to change my mind a lot. Enough about that. Second thing I don't like about myself is I can get very, very excited about things and then not care about it literally the next day. Yeah. But I've been doing this great practice where I just make it a thing where even if I don't have the motivation, like I have to do the things that I planned for myself. And so far, it's working out pretty good. Number 3. I don't like that I've fallen in love so many times. This goes to the topic of love versus limerence and how people with ADHD often experience limerence. What is limerence, you ask? Let me give you the textbook definition. Limerence is an involuntary state of intense romantic infatuation and obsession, characterized by intrusive thoughts, emotional dependence, and a strong desire for reciprocation from a specific person. Yeah. You don't have to have ADHD or any type of diagnosis to experience limerence. It happens to be paired very often with people with ADHD. There have been a handful of times where I genuinely thought that I loved a person and like they were the one. And then I woke up and realized, whoa, that was intense limerence. Like if you look at the facts, none of this is making sense. Like it fully felt like psychosis. Love psychosis. I wish I could share some of these stories, but I'm not at a place yet. No. We're not quite there yet, you and I, but maybe down the line we will be. Moving along. The fourth thing I hate about myself is I need to have a difficult mission, and then I will do anything. I will literally kill myself in order to fulfill that mission. And once I fulfill it, I'm like, okay, well, I have to have another mission. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, life starts to feel pointless if I don't have a big mission to accomplish. And this can get very dangerous very quickly. But I've recognized the pattern in myself, and I'm doing my best to make sure that when I reach a goal, I don't just walk away from it completely. I'm also glad I'm doing all of this inner work and experimentation at this point in my life, because if I don't do it now, I'm going to end up doing it when I'm like in my, I don't know, late 30s, 40s. I'll probably have a family by then, kids, and a company. And the people around me are going to get fucked if I don't have my shit together and figured out. I don't actually think that as humans we ever actually get to a point where we have all our shit figured out. Like there's always going to be new things to figure out. We're changing and evolving constantly. But I do think there's a big chunk of, shadow work and inner child healing that you can get out of the way so that when those other things do come, you're not going to have to flip your life upside down completely to do the healing work needed. Okay, the fifth thing that I don't like about myself. You like how I keep switching between don't like and hate? It's because I have this inner voice in my head that's like, don't say the word hate, don't say anything too negative. It's permeating your mind and sinking into your subconscious. And I mean, yeah, those things are true, but also like let's relax a little bit. The fifth thing I hate about myself is I overcomplicate everything. Sometimes it comes off as a really cute personality trait. Like I always want to up the ante and I'm just extra as a person. Like it literally doesn't matter what we're doing. It just, I always want to amplify it. So sometimes, it's cute, it's fun, but other times, a lot of the times it exhausts me. And sometimes the people around me too, because it's a lot going on. It's a lot that needs to get done, and I don't really know how to keep things simple. I kind of hate that about myself a little bit. Number 6 is I hate that I live in dog years. Like, I swear to God, a singular day will pass, and internally to me, it feels like 3 days have passed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you didn't do enough, or you're falling behind, or it makes it really hard for me to be present because I'm constantly feeling like time is running out. That part sucks for sure. Number 7, let's just speed this up so we can be done with it. Um, I hate that I can't pack in like a chill, organized way. Most people, if they have a trip coming up, they kind of have a little checklist of what they need, and they usually have their bags packed and ready the night before. I have been packing up until the very last second, leaving for the airport 9 out of 10 times. One time I went on a trip to Europe for 2 weeks with my best friend's family, and I had come off of my shift. I was working night shift. I had literally like an hour and a half to pack. I had nothing planned, no checklist. I just shoved everything in a suitcase, and by the time she picked me up, I was sobbing because I was so stressed. And I asked myself, why do you do this? Like, there are methods. There are so many things you can do before it gets to that point of frustration and fear. But I just don't. You know what I'm realizing as I'm saying this list? Most of the things I hate about myself tie back to having ADHD. Yeah. All right. Was that number 7 or number 8? Let's say it was number 8. Okay, number 9. The 9th thing that I hate about myself is I always want more. This kind of ties back to the thing I said about how I always need a mission, and the minute I accomplish that mission, I'm like, okay, what's the next mission? Because otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I constantly want more, and this this shows up in what I'm looking for in my career, what I want to build, my physical goals, my relationships. I have very high expectations. I want a lot. Sometimes I hate myself for it. Number 10. The last thing I hate about myself is I'm too existential. Yeah. And I have plenty of friends and people that I know that are way more existential than I am, and I don't know how they do it, frankly. I really wish that I can just turn that off sometimes and just shut up and just sit in a present moment, or go throughout my week and my routine and be like, yeah, this is a life and this is good, but I'm constantly asking, what's the point of all of this? What is the bigger meaning? What is the message? It can get exhausting. Okay, but on the flip side, those 10 things that I hate about myself also have a very, very, very positive impact on my life. Because everything's light and dark. Whoever's listening to this right now, I know there's probably plenty of things that you dislike about yourself. Just remember that we are all self-loathing creatures to some extent, and there's no shame in it. There's truly, truly no shame in it, and there's no need to be positive all the time. There's nothing wrong with staying rooted in reality and simply admitting that certain things, whether you can change them or not, really bother you. It's fine. Okay, now let's talk about 10 things I do like about myself. While I'm talking, I want you to do the same thing. Make a list of 10 things that you like about yourself. First thing I like about myself, I think I'm really funny. Like, I can have a chuckle, even when I'm alone, especially when I'm alone. I find myself hilarious. And I'm not embarrassed to admit that. Number 2, I think I'm very thoughtful. I think I have a pretty good sense of what it means to be a real friend to someone, and that has carried me through so many relationships in my life. That transfers into work, relationship, literally everything. Number 3, I love that I've gone through the things I've gone through in life. We all carry trauma. We all have memories that still haunt us and will probably haunt us for the rest of our lives. And that's what makes it beautiful. The fact that we all have nightmares. and, monsters that we just can't seem to get away from. I absolutely love that about myself because that's what makes me so empathetic and relatable to other human beings. Without my trauma and my experiences, I wouldn't have the relationships that I have. So, number 4. I am a shapeshifter. I truly love that. My face can shift into so many different forms. Like, I change my look like that. Okay, number 5. I'm a good cook. I love that I can cook. I don't need a recipe. Just give me some ingredients, give me something, and I can whip up pretty quick. That's like a survival skill, too. I should audition for Survivor. Not that cooking has much to do with... Well, look, I mean, people could hunt and I could cook. I don't think they even give you seasonings. Anyways, Survivor would be fun. That's a TV show I would apply for. Am I skipping numbers? Number 7? Fuck it. Number 7, I have a great imagination. Always have. It was my survival mechanism as a child. And it's carried through into my adulthood. I never run out of ideas. Literally. I even have meetings with my friends where I give them so many ideas for their content. Like, you can tell me whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, and I'll be like, wait, try this, try that. I never run out of ideas. It's really fun. Number 8. I'm lit. Like, inherently, I do think I'm more introverted and I love my alone time, but, throw me in a room, I could talk to anybody. I'm lit, baby. I also just love connecting. Number 9? Jesus. Number 9, I feel like I'm a witch. I have clairvoyance in my dreams. Like, I have dreamt things and then about specific people in my life. And then I've told them about my dream, and then something that just happened to them or was about to happen to them matched up with what I saw in my dream. It's really crazy. Number 9, I hear voices. And we can call these voices my intuition, whatever you believe. I hear voices, and the voices help me. Like, for example, the other day, my grandpa was like, I'm really dizzy. And he refuses to go to the doctor. Like, we could not drag him to the doctor if we wanted to. It's a whole thing. But for days, I was like, oh my gosh, like, he's dizzy, he won't go to the doctor, what are we gonna do? And I mean, it's pretty obvious, but I was just standing there, and then my mind, like, stalled. Like, I was just staring off into, like, blank space. And then I heard the word water, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like, you're not drinking enough water. Like, drink water. He drank water, he was no longer dizzy. Again, I know, like, just call it intuition, but I literally hear it in my head. Those are the voices, my angels. Number 10. I love that I have the balls to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Genuinely. Like, I'm not afraid of trying. I'm not afraid of going after anything and putting myself out there. Even when things look messy or bad, I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, putting myself out there and actually trying things is the only way that I'm going to know what I like, what I don't like, and how I'm going to pivot from there in order to have the most success. I'm someone who loves to fail. I'll fail fast and I'll recover faster. Yeah. I think that's lit. I got that dog in me. Yeah. Okay, cool. Those are 10 things I hate about myself and 10 things I love about myself. If you could relate to any of those things or see a piece of you in me, that makes me happy. That means we connected today, and I hope you felt like you had a friend through this call, because you do. Can't wait to talk to you in the next episode of Bebe Teeth. Baby Teeth. Bye. I was going through my video comments and I got a really sweet message from one of you guys asking about how I healed my inner child. And this person shared how they're almost in their 30s now, but they feel like they've never actually gotten to start living life as themselves or in the way that they've wanted to because they simply never got the chance to, and they've never understood how to heal their inner child. First of all, I just want to say I'm so sorry for life circumstances. I'm so sorry that, at the age of 30, you still feel like you aren't able to live the life that you want to live. That's not fair. And I know life isn't fair, this and that, but I want you to know that this is not the end, though. This is not the end. You are so young. You are so young still and have so much ahead of you. And the fact that you've dealt with this much turmoil and pain for this many years just makes you that much more of a fucking goated human being. You have so much experience with that darkness. And I don't know what field of work you're in, or, you know, if you have a good community around you, but any human that you interact with, any position of work that you find yourself in, you're going to have all of this value to bring forth and contribute back into the world because you have gone through that pain, you've gone through that hardship. It's going to be hard for you to find a place where, you know, you don't have value to add. So I know I'm not being very specific, but pain is pain and love is love. And it's one of those skills that are transferable in pretty much any space that you enter. I think honestly all skills are transferable. Any emotion, any job that you had before, you can find a way to tweak it and reframe it for the current situation that you're facing. Overall, I just want to say, I know that you're an incredibly strong human being and you have so much life ahead of you. The fact that you're already at a place where, you know, you're just watching some random girl online and you felt called to leave a comment, reach out, ask for help. You're more ahead than most people. Most people don't even realize how unhappy and dissatisfied they are. So I just want to congratulate you on that, first of all. But let me tell you how I healed my inner child. So if you were to ask me, you know, what was the hardest time in your life? I always go back to my childhood. My childhood was the darkest time of my life. I'm definitely not in a place where I feel like I'm tight enough with you to share those childhood things. And maybe that's something that I'll always just keep to myself. But yeah, my childhood was the darkest time of my life. And the way that I found myself through it all was, dang, this is not going to be a simple answer. I'm sorry, but I am going to take the time to explain it for you. Wow. How did I heal my inner child? Shit, this is a big convo. I need to jot down some ideas first. Okay, wait, writing it down is just making me stressed. I'm just gonna talk. So this is how I healed my inner child. Let's break this down into stages. Stage 1 of healing my inner child was doing shadow work. So I did not understand why I felt all of the things that I felt for a long time. Up until I reached 7th grade. And this is when I started reading more books and watching more media and understanding what certain things meant. I basically matured more and I understood certain things by the time I was in 7th grade, and I realized, oh, a lot of things that happened when I was younger was not normal and not okay. And that realization put me into a frenzy. I felt like my whole world was just cracking open for the first time, because up until that point, I had blamed myself for everything that had ever happened. Not just for, you know, the way that I was feeling down and not good about myself, but also bad relationships with the people around me and how other people treated me. I took responsibility for all of that up until that point. And yeah, I just got smart and I realized I need to put the blame where it belongs, with the people that knew better, the people that did the hurting and the misuse of power in all the different forms that it came in. So I did some shadow work, and this lasted, I'm still doing shadow work. We should all continue doing shadow work. This is just looking into your past, looking into your triggers, and basically peeling back wounds and really looking at them up close and being like, okay, well, what caused you? Why are you still bleeding? Why are you festering? And what have I been doing to contribute to hurting you even more? And realizing like, okay, I don't feel like I'm enough because XXX. And all of that is because XXX. Like, there is a chain of events that leads to all of this wounding and trauma in the way that we are now, right? And yeah, shadow work, it's heavy. And, if you have the capacity, the resources to get some help, whether it's close friends, family, or a therapist, I highly recommend that you do that, especially if you've never looked into your past before. It could be a lot. So yeah, step 1, shadow work. Putting the blame where it actually belongs, not with you. And I would say the second step is connection. I connected deeply to my friendships for the first time in my life, I would say, like in my later teens. That's when I got some of my best friends that are still my best friends to this day. It's hard letting people in when you're just constantly living in a state of hurt and you think that everyone's going to hurt you or everyone's going to leave you. After I did all that shadow work and I realized, how much I was letting my trauma hold me back, I sought help and I decided to be brave and let people get close to my heart. That was a brave act, and it paid me back, and it's always going to pay you back to connect to the people around you and let people help you, because it helps them too. They need you just as much as you need them. Yeah. Step 3 is creating. Creating has been a newer thing for me in healing my inner child. I realized not only was I holding myself back in relationships and connection because of my trauma, but I was also holding myself back in my interests and my passion for different careers and trying out different artistic mediums. Like, there's so many things that I love to do, and I share pretty much all of it now. Like, I made short films, I've written songs, I've made songs, I just made another painting, I've been painting, I make videos, I share my authentic thoughts and feelings online, publicly. To me, that is a very artistic act. Everything's art, and of course, there's levels to it, but allowing myself to create and be seen has been the next big step in healing my inner child. And I actually realized something really crazy just this past week about all of this. When I look at my romantic relationships, I've had some connections with people where it was a really real and beautiful connection, but I did not allow them to actually get close to me. And I ultimately ended those connections because I was looking for someone who could be in a parental role for me in relationships. And besides one, I've only dated people that were older than me. And I had only ever felt comfortable and safe dating someone who was older than me because like I said, I wanted to be in a relationship where they had more of a parental role because that is what I felt like I was missing growing up. And I wanted someone to take care of me and, teach me things, protect me, and under the guise of, oh yeah, they're probably equipped for it because they're older, which, by the way, it never actually worked out that way. It never even worked out that way. Just recently, it clocked to me that I actually do not care about dating someone older than me that could be a provider, mentor, parental figure. It's not because I think oh, it's not out there. I definitely know it's out there and people approach me, but I just realized that it no longer attracts me because I've done so much work to heal my inner child that I feel perfectly safe and happy being with someone that is just able to connect with me and see me fully and accept me. Someone I can have fun with. I don't need them to be this older, greater figure. And if I didn't do all of the inner child healing that I've been doing, I don't think I'd ever get to this place. I'd probably still be stuck in the mindset that I need someone to protect me and keep me safe. And that would be really sad because then I wouldn't even know if, someone is a true connection or not. I would just be looking for someone to fill that narrative, and that doesn't work out for anybody. I healed my own story. I don't need anyone to save me. That's fucking lit. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. That's how I healed my inner child. Years of shadow work, connecting, actually letting people get close to me and love me, and loving them in return, and creating and putting myself out there, doing all the things that my inner child wants to do, shamelessly. Thank you for asking that question, and thank you for sharing your story. I hope that this helps you, and remember that you are not alone on this journey. There are so many people that are waiting to meet you. And remember that it's okay to show up as you are. You don't need to have it all figured out. You do not need to be mentally stable all the time. You can be a mess, a complete mess of a human being, and people will still love you. If anything, they'll love you more because they'll see that you're honest. And honesty is probably the rarest thing to come by these days. You got this. All right. Thank you for listening to Baby Teeth. This was a really special episode to record, and I can't wait to talk to you next week. Mwah. Love ya. Wait, I just realized I can eat my banana now. That's lit. My favorite fruit is blueberry, but bananas are a close second. Comment your favorite fruit below.